This is so cringy. My apologies, I hate this so much. Okay, frick off. Frick, okay, let me cough real quick. Antara was restless with little no chance of falling asleep. He decided to take a walk around Chumpus. While walking, he hears a pot clanging. Assuming someone was in the kitchen, he ventures to the kitchen only to notice Terataro cooking something. How odd. After Terataro leaves, Harold takes the dinner to investigate the chef's odd midnight meal. Little he figured out that the meal is not what it seems. Not safe for emoji. Okay, that's chapter 1. Alright, it was around midnight at Hope Peace Academy. The rising students rested peacefully in their dorm rooms, hoping to wake the next morning and start a new school day as ultimates. Except for one. A boy named by the name of Rantaro Amani was restless. Anything and everything he tried to make himself rest for even 30 minutes wouldn't work. He paced in his own dorm room, which was on the second floor, attempting to tire himself out. He didn't want to wake anybody up, but his dorm's room simply wasn't the most peaceful place as of now. He decided that he might take a short walk around campus, and a small nightstick might help him put himself to bed. He threw on a pair of pajama pants from his closet and a tank top and quietly opened his door. He carefully took small steps to try to make little to no noise, hoping he could not wake the remaining students. Rantaro crept down the stairs and made his way to the dining hall. In an instant, he heard small footsteps and talking. It sounded like they were talking to themselves. Then he heard pans clean together, then abruptly stopping. Simon was in the kitchen. Rantaro assumed it was either Kurumi Tojo, the ultimate maid, though it was middle of the night. He wouldn't doubt her being up and making breakfast for everyone, or it could have been upperclassmen. Terataro Hamanura, ultimate cook. Terataro wasn't someone Rantaro was very fond of, considering he was a massive perv and made no effort to hide it. Rantaro was always encountering Karakura, making sexual comments to other students, both male and female. Amani always ended up yelling at him for his reported actions. Rantaro walked into the dining hall while slowly making sure his way over to the kitchen. He opened the door crack, peeking inside. He spied none other than Mr. Hamanura himself. Rantaro squinted, hoping to spot what he was doing. It looked like he was making some sort of soup and a large green pot. Rantaro couldn't deny the smell of his way, questioning why he was making a whole meal at midnight. Yay! First chapter is done and finished. I can't wait to write more. Also, sorry for the short chapter, but again. Okay, let me read this. Another masterpiece, I say to myself. I'm eyeing the pot of soup in front of me. I would taste it, but I already know it tasted weak, but also I added some special ingredients to it. I honestly could get expelled for this, but the Ishimaru's senpai were to discover my evil scheme. He's gonna put some, sexual activator into it. I know you, Terataro. But either one has caught me yet, though. There is someone who always catch me in my perverted actions that borders on Taramani. He was swift and intelligent, very mysterious, and honestly an over-persona that was very attractive. I tried to hand him a few times, but he always ignored me each moment, so I stopped trying. Although I stopped trying to be romantic with him, I dreamed of getting him back for always interrupting whenever he anyone else. He was truly a buzzkill whenever it came to me interacting with anyone at all. But as much as I tried to avoid him. He seems to be everywhere. Again, he was such nearly fox-like. He could hear my injuries from a mile away. I stared back down the pot. I proudly broke on my face as I stirred a few times and hit the windscreen against the edge of the pot, trying to extract the spoon from the soup. I chuckle lowly. Those punny first and second years won't know what hit them. I can finally be murdered without getting shunned. I wiped my apron off before washing my hands of any leftover ingredients on my hands. As I turned off the faucet, I could not but feel like someone was watching me. I quickly turned my head to the door, squinting my eyes. Rantaro leaned further, entering the kitchen. The smell of soup was alright. Their own frocked his mind as he felt like he was moving towards it without meaning to. What was happening? Before he could make a mistake opening the door, he noticed Terataro turning his head. This sent him to a quick panic. He snapped out of the weird trance and was quickly darted from the door behind a trash can. Crouching down, tucking his head in to hide his matching green ahoggies. Ahoge. Taro quickly yet carefully walked over to the door, poking his head out and yelling, scanning the area. "Hello? Is anyone there?" Taro called out, exaggerating the hello. Taro stayed close to the ground, covering his ears to make as little noise as possible. The last thing he needed was Taro being with a wind spoon in the middle of the night. I said, "Hello?" Taro said in a southern accent. "Crazy people," he sighed. "Always rejecting my evil masterpieces." He said angrily before walking back and out into the kitchen. Rantaro poked his out from behind him, making sure Taro looked. "Evil masterpieces," Rantaro said to himself. "Now I definitely have to get to the bottom of this." A few minutes gone by, Rantaro was still hidden behind the trash can, socially peeking over the vent to see if Taro was still cooking. While Rantaro was peeking, he noticed the kitchen light turn off, followed by blood stuff. He ducked down as he saw the kitchen floor swing open by a sweaty yet proud Taro sniggering to himself as he left the kitchen. Rantaro poked his out once more, slowly, as he noticed Taro walk out. He sighed. "Time to figure out what this evil masterpiece is." Yo, comments. Crecchio. Okay. This is my I stood up from behind the trash can and tiptoed my way into the kitchen. The smell of soup immediately filling my nose. That was the same feeling filled my body, as feeling as if it was moving on its own. I brushed my hand against the wall to the side, off to the side of me. Searching for the light switch, once found, I hit it with the palm of my hand and hazily made my way over to the stove. My body felt heavy as if someone put 20 pounds of weight on my ankles. I peered into the pot, glancing at soup. It was beautiful, shade of orange with small pieces of vegetable floating in it. I couldn't take my eyes from the scent of soup much longer. Me grew stronger. I do not like this. My mouth was watering as my body grew hot. One bite couldn't hurt, I thought to myself, but my body seemed to react on its own. My hand glided against the air raised door, just yanking the utensil drawer and grabbing the spoon. I shouldn't. Who knows what he did to this? I sang to myself. Try to stop myself, but at least he looks like he poisoned it. But even if like Taro wouldn't do that. I tried to convince myself not to, but my brain keeps repeating itself. One bite couldn't hurt. One bite couldn't hurt. One bite couldn't hurt. It all happened so swiftly. One moment my hand was hovering over the pot. The next, a spoonful of soup was fading to my mouth. My face went beet red as immediately. It was so hot. The soup itself wasn't, but it made me feel like I was being held above fire. Evil Massachusetts gave everyone a fever? I mean, I didn't expect the side effect, but I was pretty hungry. I'm sure Taro won't mind. Where chef wouldn't do on the refrigerator. A few more bites couldn't hurt. I dipped the spoon in salt times. No, half a dozen. No, it doesn't. No, I honestly couldn't keep track. I took swallows of soup until I was content. But with each sip and bite, I felt more hazy and hot. But I didn't mind. It was too good just to leave it sit here and get cold overnight. And I felt something, a back of throat. I wasn't going to throw up and instead something else was like, Did I just moan? Hey, what is going on here? I did it again. I patted up the spoon down on the stuffed stove top even. I started moaning once more, so I feeling my body growing hot, so now my forehead started to feel embarrassed, praying that nobody could hear me. I placed my other hand on my chest, screaming my ting talk. I felt so weak all of a sudden. My grip was loose, and I couldn't shake the feeling in the back of my hand. I need to go to sleep. I said, "Oh, what is going on?" Amani? Sexy soup, I see. He got Taro made sexy soup. Are you kidding me? Amani? I heard a voice coming from the threshold of the door. It was quite feminine, but I knew it belonged to a male. I quickly panicked and letting go of my shirt, keeping my ankle over. I unknowingly swung my arm around as I turned towards the voice, hitting my paw with my forearm. The pot was still scratching hot and made it long enough to contact for me to burn my arm. The pot skidded on the soup top, then fell to the floor, all of its contents spilling to the ground. The bang of the pot against the floor was incredibly loud enough to wake up the whole first and second floor, maybe even the third. I looked down at the floor as I noticed a person jump in the doorway. I left my head and also was Craigio Sangucci, a close friend of mine. Oh dear.
So angry.
Amaya, are you okay? He says consistent and closer to me voice. Yeah, I'm alright. Don't worry, I'll respond. I moved my hand from my mouth to my forearm, holding it. The burning fumes were always getting intense, so I tried to stay calm. You don't look okay. You seem awfully red. Craigio said, stepping around this field, getting in close to me.